Hey guys, what's up? This video is going to be for Steve1's channel and Matt Lego 123. Going to do a video. Well, first of all, I should say that I got rid of that horrible, wretched thing that I call a camera and replaced it with this thing, which is 1000% better. So this is how I'm going to be doing all my videos from now on. It's going to be with this camera. It loves this low light basement. Everything is coming in perfect. So all the videos from now on are going to be way better. And not only that, I found a tripod, so you know I'm going to be able to do a lot of things now, and not just talk about them, but show you in real life how it's done. So let's just I know we couldn't see much of my shop yesterday with that bad old camera, so just have a couple seconds to look around. This is my work area. This is where I do all my modeling, all my painting. And these here are my Games Workshop paints, and these are my Tamiya paints for airbrushing, and my brushes, of course. Working on an F4U Corsair right now, coming along really nice. Got the main wing assembly completed, and I have the fuselage completed, as well as a fully detailed cockpit. With instruments. There's no way you can see it on this, but anyway, it's in there. And so yeah, those are the two big parts of your model. You can get that done, you know you're getting somewhere. You know you're getting towards the end, and you know there's just a lot of odds and ends you have to do. Okay, so yeah, just have a quick look at my model shop. This is where I keep all of them. Yeah, got a lot. You could see maybe 10% of them last night, but yeah, like I said, if you want to see the inside of any one of these boxes, just let me know. I'll put it up. And yeah, especially the Tamiya ones and the Hasegawas, they're just, they're beautiful. Alright, okay, let's get to the real reason for the video. Alright, now, whenever you see a model, you're almost always going to see one of these things. And I've been using this all my life. Basically it's called polyethylene styrene. It's just a fancy word for some kind of liquid plastic. But yeah, it's really cheap, you know, anywhere from $1.50 to $2 US. And well, the thing is, it's of course it's great for models, but it's a very tricky substance to work with, because, well, what it does, once it comes in contact with plastic, it actually melts it, so which makes the items, or it makes the two pieces of plastic really adhere to each other. But it can be a real nuisance, and every modeler who starts this hobby, this is the first thing they're going to run into, is like, how do I keep getting glue on my model where I don't want it? And yeah, it's everybody goes through it. So here's what I do. Well, when you take the cap off your glue, always remove all this old crust and everything. Will always be, you don't want that. That's just hard and old glue. You want the really fresh stuff. And sometimes, you might need to poke a needle or a paper clip down there, and it's alright. Yeah, you want to get rid of all that crap. And make sure your tube is nice and clear. Now, what do we do, right? Okay, so we got our model, and we got our glue, and so what do? We're going to take our glue and put it on. No, that's not what we're going to do. That's mistake number one. You can't like hold this thing and put glue on your model, because it doesn't come out evenly. It'll come out in blobs and drips and all that stuff. So as tempting as it is, especially with this little nice tip on it, to just put glue on your model like that, that's not the way I do it. The way I do it is, well, first of all, let's see if I can get me some paper towel here. First of all, I'll clean out the tip with a paper clip or something like that, and then I'll take some paper towel and I'll just squeeze out a bit, see what's coming out. And it always bubbles first. You'll probably get a few bubbles. And get rid of that, that. Always squeeze out a bit first, and on a paper towel, of course, and then dispose of it right away so you don't get it on your model. Okay, so now we're getting to this nice runny, almost watery kind of glue, and that's what you want. That's the consistency of glue that you want, and you need to just play with it a bit first. And once you get all this glue here, you see this all on this paper towel, get rid of it, because it will not help you. You need to get rid of, because this is what happens, you end up touching it and boom, you got a gluey model. So yeah, but now it's coming out good, right? Nice and thin, good consistency. And here's the trick. Here's the trick about controlling this little red bottle. Toothpicks. I didn't mention in my video yesterday how important toothpicks are. Not just any, you need, actually, I don't know. I live in Newfoundland in Canada, and these are the ones we have here. They might be different in the States, I don't know. But they need to be flathead toothpicks. And one of the first uses is just taking a toothpick and sticking it down in the tube there, clearing out any of the old stuff, like that, and now you're ready. Now it's really going to flow nice, right? But toothpicks are the key to this kind of glue. And what you do is you take a little bit of glue and you squeeze it out onto the head of the toothpick, just like this. See, getting bubbles already and everything, right? Just a tiny bead, right? And see what I did there? I'll explain what I did there just in a little bit. So we've got our toothpick, we've got our little bitty bit of glue here, and now we are not going to do this because this doesn't need glue right now. We take our model and we very carefully apply the glue to the places where the other piece of the plastic is going to stick. Now another key thing that you have to keep in mind is here, and it's very tempting to go all over the edge, all over everything, coat it in glue, right? You shouldn't do that, because when you put that other piece of plastic down on top of it, it's going to squeeze out all that glue. So you're going to have like a waffling effect. So what you want to do is put your glue on there, but don't put it too close to the edge. Like what I did here with the two wings. I was very careful not to put too much glue too close to the edge, so it didn't waffle out here in the front. And so yeah, just take your glue and with your toothpick, just a little bead, not much at all, right? And just dab it and put it on, around, but I think you get the idea. So now I guess some more we can talk about glue. Very important things. Let's use my Mustang P51 Hudson, the British P51. The Brits, just fun fact, the Brits bought the P51 off the United States in the Lend-Lease clause, and yeah, the Brits had almost all the American fighters because they asked for the US for help to give us some materials, some tanks, some planes, and they did. So they got a bunch of Mustangs, and this is what they look like. Anyway, glue. Alright, now glue. Like, what happens when you have glue on your fingers and you touch your model? I used to do this for the first 10-15 models I did. I did this all the time, and this kind of glue, this melts plastic, so getting it off or scraping it off is completely, it's not that you can't do it, it's just impossible. If that does happen, if that still happens, let that fingerprint of glue dry, and once it's dry, take some of this special, you need to go to your hobby store to get this stuff. It's a sandpaper for models, and it's just like sandpaper, but it's almost completely smooth. There's only a tiny bit of a grain to it, and that's why it's so useful for models. They'll have it at your model shop. Should be about $1.50, $2 tops a sheet. Probably more like $1. And you just sand it off. Like, you can, a lot of the times you can still salvage the model by taking that fingerprint and taking some of this hobby paper and sanding it down smooth. And then once you sand it down smooth, you can spray paint over it, you can brush over it, you can airbrush over it, and the bumpiness and the fingerprint and everything, that won't be there. So that's what happens if you still can't. But here's another huge tip that you have to remember when using this glue, is that every time you use it, every time you squeeze it or touch it at all, like anytime you feel your hands touch glue at all, wipe your fingers in your pants. Don't use good pants, but wipe your finger. Keep doing that, like rubbing your hands on your pants, getting any possible glue that might be on your fingers off. Every time, you know, like you can go to handle like a big piece like this, right? And you know, just always be sure, just there's no glue on your hands. Anytime you suspect there might be glue on there, it's not a matter of skill, it's just a matter of remembering to keep doing it. And like, I mean, I've been lucky, you know, I've got through almost this entire model, and I haven't had one problem with glue coming on the model, or glue going to where I didn't want it to go. So, oh, and there's one last tip about glue, and that's these pieces here. I haven't opened them yet. These clear plastic parts. The worst place that you can get glue on a model is on these parts, these clear plastic parts. Don't ever put that glue on these parts, because there's no saving it. Once you, and I used to do that all the time, once you get the glue on the windshield, that's it. It's done. Like, it's not going to look any better no matter what you do to it. So just don't use this glue on that. But well, a nice while ago I found another option of doing it, and it's this stuff right here. It is Testors clear part cement and window maker, but forget the window maker part, that's a load of crap. But this is what I use for my clear parts, and it's a little different from white glue. You'll put it on your parts, not too much. Put it on your clear parts and glue it to your model, and it will dry clear. And there you go. Yeah, that's although be sure to get a new bottle of this, because this stuff does have a shelf life, and it can turn into a bar of soap. This one was almost rock hard, and I put a paper cup down in there and mixed it all up, and now it's great, but it took a long time. So try and get one that's fresh. And oops, almost lost the camera, new camera. So yeah, a quick look at the P51. This is a Hasegawa kit. Hasegawa make awesome stuff. Run out and get them. They're very cheap. Probably just as cheap as Revell. And yeah, before I go, I'm going to do a video on this soon. This is my airbrush. And with this, I can put models together that look good enough to put in an airport or a museum. And it's dirt cheap. Man, is it cheap. And I'm not selling them, but I bought mine. It was like $130, and I think that's what you can get them for now. And yeah, I'll do a review on that, and yeah, boy, that's a lot of fun. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope that helps you.